Alrighty, it's time for another installment on the three-wheel Jacobsen, and we're going to be putting on this and another episode of why I don't repair old carburetors, because I bought this one around $15, I'd say, or so. It's somewhere around in the neighborhood of really cheap, and it came with this bunch of useless crap. These are always good to have. The filters I never do use, and then you got some of them little fuel line clips and two different size gaskets. I don't know what's going on with that, but yep, there's the carburetor. It ain't got a barb fitting in it, which you don't include the only thing that I really needed. But I guess we can pull it out of the old carburetor. And then also we're going to be cleaning the points and checking the ignition system and spark testing, and do a little bit of wiring on that one wire that's real bad. But other than that, it don't need much at all. Throw a battery in it and change oil and see if it runs. Which it should. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. It's just a carburetor. The choke shaft on that one was froze up, it wouldn't move. And I was like, I ain't gonna mess with it, so bought a brand new one. I wanna say around 15 bucks, so hopefully that's all it needs. Alright, so we're inside the engine bay here, and we'll take off the air cleaner and go from there. We ain't gonna take that off. We'll just take off this whole elbow because I don't see no point in doing it. But there's just two bolts that hold this thing on. Looks like it's been on for a long time. I can put me some new bolts inside of here. You can tell they've been off a lot. There's a lot of crappy screwdrivers, such as this one. But I'm doing it because the space is so limited out here. I actually I get a lot of cheap tools because they work good. I mean, especially if you're going to make like your own tools out of them, like your own application. Like if I cut this thing in half, I ain't gonna cry. But I get a lot of cheap ones like it, because why not? I think I got a full set of these screwdrivers for $5. I mean, it was a big giant gallon freezer bag of them from the Salvation Army. $5. Can't beat that. Now we're here at the carburetor, and we'll take off the fuel line, go into the fuel pump, take that off. We'll take that spring off here, and these two bolts right here we'll take off. I have to get a wrench after that. I made a wrench for that. I don't know, they might be smaller, it might be 7/16, but I made a special wrench to get K-series carburetors off. And that goes right back to talking about the screwdrivers and stuff, so I can just make them fit whatever. Here's that special wrench I was telling you all about. I made these for the bigger K-series because they're 1/2 inch, and because there's such just limited space inside there where that bolt goes. Just shaved down the corners of it, and I didn't cry a bit when I made that. But this one's 7/16, so we'll lift them up here. I don't mess with a lot of 8 horsepower stuff. Usually a lot of my stuff is bigger that I work on, but I always like messing with these small ones because they run so good, so quietly. They're just all around good dang runners. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this gas line so it's just easier to do it right now. There we go. Got that off. gasket didn't come with it. We'll have to take the gasket off. That thing's really on there. That right there is what you call it, clean intake port. So we'll just get some of that crap out of there. Call it good. We're going to start now with the point. Since the carburetor's already off and already out of the way, we'll go ahead and look at the points and clean them. Oh yeah, they're nice and disgusting. You can see here the points. Anytime we got this white stuff on it, or like inside the cover here, that white stuff is corrosion from the points themselves. Anytime we got that, it will not spark, and that's just oxidation from sitting. And what we'll do there is just get some sandpaper after it, and we'll be good to go there. All right, so got a little piece of sanding cloth here. About all I could find. I dulled it out on the exhaust right there a little bit so it ain't so aggressive, and we'll just put it inside there in between the points, and then just sand it back and forth like that. You can also use a points file or whatever fancy stuff you got, but this right here worked just fine for you. Alright, so now we're going to use some mass airflow sensor cleaner, or whatever you got. This stuff would be better than brake cleaner because I'm pretty sure that this stuff is safe for some plastics and stuff, so we'll just hold them open and that should be it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is just turn the flywheel or the crankshaft, whatever you can get your hands on, until you can get these points to open like that. And just somewhere around in there will be alright, as long as they're all the way open like that. And then 20 thousandths gauge right here, slip it inside there. It actually doesn't look too awful bad. Trying to do it one-handed, so it's a little tight, just a hair tight, but I think it'll work. We're gonna do a little quick wiring repair with this right here. I got this off eBay for I think 25 bucks. It's like a 500 piece kit. Yeah, can't beat that. Just cut wherever, whatever coon or person, or I don't know what in the world happened there, to be honest. We'll have to do something about this right here as well. Alright, so we went and got a new old stock condenser out of a big bunch of parts I had. So we'll put that thing on there. Oh yeah, we're going to have to get a nut for that. Alright, I got all that on. I didn't want to put that on video. I did some stupid stuff, but put your breaker point wire on the negative as well as your condenser, and then your wire coming from the key switch right there. So we got the wiring down. Now we just need to get to the we're going to cut off the fuel pump line and put a new fuel line on it, put the carburetor on it. Should be good to go after that. Now, since China wants to be stingy with the barb fittings, we're gonna have to take this one out. All of them normally are a 7/16 wrench will fit them. That sucker is stuck. Yeah, she's stuck. Got the old one out. Put some Teflon tape on it. Now we're just gonna screw it on inside of here. And that'll do. Find which one of these gaskets fit the mounting surface right. I believe this one would be our better choice. Yeah. Put that on there. Stick our old grungy bolts through. No. No. All right, take notes, China. These holes right here were actually too small for the linkage here, so I had to drill them out a little bit. Originally, these holes right here were bigger than the middle holes. I'd say that there was probably a spring in there, but I mean, it's kind of loose. That's about the smallest bit I had, so I drilled it right out with that. All right, now all that's left is fuel lines and drain out the tank and a battery, I guess. I mean, the throttle linkage looks to be working okay, so probably gonna leave that alone. Put back on that little bitty spring that was on there. Well, the tank tap was a little bit stopped up here. I mean, I got it unfroze. The valve was actually frozen and it wouldn't move. But there still ain't nothing coming out of it. I mean, it's just, it needs some work to be put back to original. Probably take that off. And for right now, I'm just gonna put a barb fitting on it. Well, I ain't got no barb fittings laying around. That's the thing. Well, yeah, I do. I got all kinds of carburetors sitting around, so we'll just take it out of there. Put some Teflon tape on it. Screw it right into there. And then, probably want to shut the valve off. They did give us a handy dandy fuel shutoff valve, so there we go. I've got the fuel system plumbed up and get it off camera. My phone's about dead here. Yeah, there's that little barb fitting though. And normally for testing purposes, I don't put on the little clamps on them, because if I gotta pull the fuel line back off, I can just pull it off. These things right here that come with the carburetors, them things are useless. Them, don't even put them on. They're just junk. They'll probably leak from the factory anyways. I like these little pancake styles. They're supposed to be used for only gravity fed applications without a fuel pump. This one does have a pump, but I've put them on all kinds of stuff and never had a problem. There's our gas contaminated oil. So drain it out, put some, I'll probably put some 30 weight in it or something, and we'll see if this sucker will run. So I guess now's the time to see if it'll run or not. I'm gonna get this gas can out of the way. Oh, let's see if she'll start. I got it ready to go. Put oil in it, put gas in it. There's a battery in it. Oh, turn the key on here. And then start it. I don't see any spark at the point, so we'll put on this spark tester my dad here on. Nope, no spark, so we'll see what that is. Got our light tester here handy, and put that on negative here. Power to the coil. It's not looking like we got power to the coil. And we're gonna already checked, and the battery is connected to the wire that's going to the key switch, and so we'll just see what's going on after that. So we're gonna check the wire from the battery right there. Yeah, so that's good. Put the key in it, turn it on. Should have wire or power at both sides, and we don't. So that tells me that there's two things wrong with it, or one of two things, or both. The terminals on the key switch are rusty, which they are, or the key switch is just bad. So we'll try to take it off there and look and see what we can figure out about that. This thing does have a fair amount of rust on it, so we'll try to straighten that out there. All right, we'll take it over here to the grinder. Up a little bit, make sure it walks the oil. Clean it up a hair, and maybe that'll work. I don't know. All right, so I got the key switch plugged back in, and thankfully I'm taking videos of this, and I can see which wires I'm taking it off of which terminal. And so I got it all back together, got my can of medicine. It is 95 degrees out here, so man, burning up today. We ain't getting nothing at that one. We put our key in, turned it on. We got light at that one on the terminal itself. Over here, we got light on the terminal. Okay. Let's see what happens if we turn it off, if one of them goes off. Okay. Yep, that one went off right there. So, hopefully this thing's working now. Now we can see, we can lift up the seat and see if we're getting good power to the coil now. Oh yeah, we're getting power now. Yep. Something as little as that can just make headaches after headaches after headaches for people that don't think of the little stuff like that. Just wire wheel the key switch off. I mean, that's it. That's all I did. So now we can go on and test for spark. Oh man, it's gonna start. It's gonna start. It's got sparks, so I'm really excited now, boy. Take the choke off. Well, yeah, I can because it's a Kohler. Oh man, there's all kinds of crap coming out of that blower hell. Just that honestly a little bit. Something happened. So good. And God knows when the last time this thing been ran. So how I adjust the carburetor on the high idle side is I just hold it wide open or there close to it and then just watch the governor arm, and whenever it stops going back and forth, and that's your sweet spot. So we'll do that now. The key switch is like, I don't know, there's something going on with it, and it just works sometimes it don't, and I don't know. But we'll see if this thing moves. It's got a flat tire. Oh yeah, it's ready to move. Now, the only thing we're gonna do is just